town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Hey, what's up guys? We're live here for another round of Dominus Gaming's ACC Season 1, really. It's our interim round. We're trying things out. We're learning things as we go. I am joined here not by both my co-casters. I should have both later. I've got Eddie here for now. Mr. Spandex Cobra, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
I never complain.
Well,
that's good.
You do sometimes complain.
In private.
Well, sometimes it's in private. Other times it's not in private, so it doesn't really matter. We are here for round 4. We're going to Suzuka. We were at Silverstone last week, and Suzuka this time around. We're going into the quali session. I believe that our admins have forwarded things through.
Yeah,
guys were practicing.
Quali has just started.
Yeah, they were practicing and warming up, and it is now go time over at Suzuka. So let's pull up that live stream info as we've got it over here at the minute. Let me just get some sound going. There we go. We are currently looking at Mr. Senna going around without any overlays on at the moment. It's quite a nice, blissful and peaceful day at Suzuka. No clouds, no rain. I mean, that's going to be different to last week, isn't it?
Last week was horrid. Many drivers complained. And this week we come to one of my favorite racetracks on a clear, sunny day with no excuse for slow laps. In practice, Mr. Bruno managed to get within 0.9 of breaking the 2-minute mark.
Okay, so it can be done almost. Bruno, if anyone is going to do it, it will be Bruno. Or it could be Jason Absmeyer, or it could be Arno Versace, or it could be really anybody at this point, because it's a new track. It's part of the DLC. It is Suzuka. And while we go around here with Mr. Ritchie, he's about to go around and...
That's Spoon corner for you.
Spoon.
Well, that whole assembly is called Spoon.
Spoon. We're gonna learn the track corner names, because we've
Coming
not casted here.
The second most famous corner on any racing circuit. This little left-hander called 130R.
Death by Porsche, really.
Oh, yes.
It's scary. Senna making it look not so scary.
I postulate that the only corner that's more famous than 130R might be Eau Rouge, but that's up for debate.
Okay, so going through the chicane as well, and then coming around to start his first out lap here at Suzuka. Let's have a little run through of everybody else. Let's get a broadcasting HUD up on screen, and let's start really analyzing this qualifying session. I mean, we got 15 minutes. It's not a lot of time. I just actually want to change around my mic config here quickly. Let me just mute my mic this side. Eddie, you can carry on talking for us. We're just looking at Jason Absmeyer on my end, car number 90.
Jason Absmeyer, where is he on my list?
Obviously number 1.
In practice, earlier on, he was doing around about the 2 minutes, 2 seconds, thereabouts. No idea if he was on a race setup or testing out his quali setup. So I'm dying to see what his flying pace is like.
Yeah,
and whether Bruno's got a 2-second advantage coming straight out of practice.
I'm interested to see what Jason sets as well. I think that's definitely going to be an interesting talking point for here. I haven't seen what either of them have really done here. You and I did a little friendly race on Monday, and it was great fun. For us, the 2-minute mark...
It was your first time out on Suzuka, yeah?
Yeah, it was. I had to take away the track medals, mostly just for myself, so that I could join for the racing. But yeah, it was great fun. We were quite well off that 2-minute mark in terms of pace. 204s, 205s, those were comfortable for us. So whatever these guys do, I'm pretty sure will blow our socks off, and would make us look like we were driving not even GT3 cars, just go-karts, miniature go-karts, kids go-karts.
We also had most of the field with us on Monday night, so everybody at least has one race in anger under the belt at Suzuka. So they're not all coming in here with no experience of the track. They've been practicing it. They've had a bit of a mock-up race. But tonight can only be good.
So we've got a little bit of timetables up on screen at the minute, and we are able to start to see what guys did on their first out lap. There's no indication of really anything because tires are still going to get up to temperature, and plenty of work really to be done by the drivers throughout the duration of quali. But just off the bat, Jason doing a 201.2. Stark Buerta up there with a 202. Mr. Ritchie a 203. De Vet's also doing a 203. Richards 205s. So Richards could race with us, Eddie, if he did his out lap for our race pace all the time.
Look, qualifying's pace is one thing. I mean,
it could change, correct?
An hour-long race with the evolving track and back markers and traffic and accidents. I mean, a good qualifying only gives you a good start to the race. It doesn't give you a good race.
Well, that's very true. And I'm just going to quickly jump down to car number 22. That's Thiago Paulo, also known as Mustard to us and to many. Our favorite Mozambican driver, our only Mozambican driver really. But that doesn't change the fact that he's still our favorite. We say that every time.
It does change the fact that this is now an international racing series.
Oh, this is true. I mean, it's now not just a local South African thing. It's fully international, and we can claim it as a World Series thanks to our...
Intercontinental, it's the Africa
I don't know if you
Cup,
can call it intercontinental if it's all on the same continent. But, I mean, we could. I mean, I know you would argue it. Just a little shout out to all our viewers over on the Twitch and YouTube platforms. Thanks very much. Mr. Taylor pointing out that I didn't update my splash screen. Thanks very much for doing it publicly and not in private to me. I appreciate it, Taylor, Mr. I know who you are. I won't reveal your inner secrets. But it's okay. We'll do better. We'll update everything next time around. What's more important is that we are into qualifying and we are going to go through to an hour-long race here for round 4 of the ACC GT3 World Series for Dominus Gaming. And Eddie, are you going to be entering Season 2 or are you going to be commentating still?
If I look at everyone's pace, I think I'll have to stick to commentating.
Yes, we are most definitely sticking to commentating. Talking about pace, Jason Absmeyer getting down into those 2 minutes as well. 2 minutes, 0.7.
As Cadil takes it straight away from him. 2 minutes, 7:20.
I mean, there's literally not even a clock that I own that would indicate the gap between those two in that first qualifying stint.
If we jump over to Leslie Oliphant, he's on a 2 minute 0.8. So he's less than your clock could say off the pace at the moment.
No, I mean they are really lapping around here within an insane pace of each other as he goes up even closer to Jason there, and I mean,
he goes off the track.
No, he's going back to the pits. He's done his time, and he's ready to do other things. So
if we have these three on the front row doing these times, going 3 wide into turn 1 and 2 of Suzuka, which to be fair is technically 1 corner, but you can enter 3 wide, but there's no way getting through the exit 3 wide. The 3 of them, if they all get off the line decently, might give us a good bit of a banger start.
Yeah, I did warn the guys that first T1-2 complex, which, like you said, is really just one evolving corner with varying downshifts and braking applications as you go around with touching on your throttle. I mean, it's interesting, and it's going to be more interesting with 20 cars on the grid going through there. Luckily, not all side by side. We have a formation lap here, which is a manually controlled formation lap. The drivers will go around, get some warmth into their tires, and we will go with a rolling start, which is always fun. I prefer rolling starts to standing starts. Less chance of someone just completely stalling it on the line and online racing, rear-ending each other. That does happen. So I'm glad that to some extent we are limiting that. I want to talk about these Lamborghinis here as well. Corne Strauss and Arne Versace, the only 2 drivers out here driving the Lamborghinis. The Twitch machines, the twerk stallions of the GT3 calendar here. Really, really difficult cars to drive, but if you can drive them, oh so rewarding. And if you guys can hear, there is a helicopter coming to search for me at our studio at this time, so I do apologize. I don't know why it is so low. I guess that's what you do when you are searching for people, right?
Quick little bit of track info. 5.8 kilometers, 18 corners. And what I love about this racetrack is you don't really look at it as one corner at a time. Like corner 1 and 2, that's one corner. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which we call the S's. You can't drive those one corner at a time. It's a whole section you have to drive. After the Dunlop curve, you go through 8, 9, 10, which again is, they feel like one corner. Well, you have to think of them as one corner. You don't drive through the first one and then plan your entry to the next one. It's all, this track is built up of sections. You have to perfect 3, 4 corners at a time to just get a starting time, never mind a good time.
I mean, that track info that you just gave to us was, we have to give some shout outs to our main man, Angelus, who couldn't be here as he was attending parent duties. But
I am actually here. As you say that, how is that for timing?
I mean, that is good timing. We were
That
just
is incredible timing.
we were
say this was planned.
Yeah, no, anyone would say it was staged. So Angelus does join us. Angelus had prepared a little stat sheet as well for us, which is always helpful, gives us a little bit of information. So I see that, like we discussed last time, I'm terrible at reading. Anything that's more than, 6 paragraphs, which if the paragraphs are one line each containing one word, is too much. So luckily Eddie and Angelus are really our track historians here. I would like to say that they've been to all these tracks and witnessed all the races, but
I have
to be fair,
been to all of them.
Eddie travels there in whatever fantasy land in VR setup that he can, but Wikipedia and the internet provides us with the ability to make up some not fake stats, because otherwise if it was just me here talking nonsense about the racing, we would talk about again how Noah Hendricks's red Ferrari is probably faster based on the fact that it's got red paint. And everybody knows that when they Google that fact, it's known that it's complete nonsense.
Red is the lightest color.
It's a lie. You can Google
true.
it. It is not true.
It is true on the molecular level.
No,
It's as true as RGB colors change the performance stats of your PC.
The guy, you're turning into a robot, Richard. But at the same time, you guys make absolute no sense when you tell me these things, and then I quote them like they're fact, and it turns out that red actually makes no difference, and it no longer is my favorite color. So we can carry on through the grid and have a look at some of our other drivers. Let's get a little run through here with 1 minute or 2 minutes left on the clock. Let's take a run through of all our drivers. Mr. Bruno just chilling out in the pits for now. Jason Absmeyer out on track. That lovely black and green Porsche. And we got Leslie Oliphant, who driving around. He's going to be in that Lexus. He loves the Lexus. Unfortunately, no custom liveries available for it, so driving around in that number 14 at this time. Arne Versace, custom liveries, and then you get Arne Versace, who has changed up the Pink Panther a little bit, added in some white to the mix. He's currently in position 4. Franco Albertine, he's still in the pits. He's driving in an Aston. You will see it on track. Christos Besson, another Lexus driver, going to... is he in a Lexus? No, he switched to the Merc this time around. He did. So, Besson now in a Mercedes, holding down 6th for now, which is okay. Then we got Stark Buerta. He's that other Am2 race driver. He does have a livery that's out on track, and we can look at that AMR, blue, white, and a little splash of red. Looking fantastic. The red not making any speed difference, as we proved earlier. Strauss, we talked about the Lambos, but there's his beautiful... I think it's been rated as one of the best looking cars on our grid. and I have to kind of agree. I do like
Was
the
that
look of
rated
it.
by a non-biased group? Or?
It was probably just one person, and I just took it as fact. Gray Ritchie really has the best delivery because he drives a Porsche. Senna Racing. I've got some pop-ups which will be updated for next week. We've changed up the classes a little bit. We've got some interesting things that we're doing. Oh, finally, Modapane rides around in that Kai K traditional color scheme in his Mercedes. And it is popping. It is beautiful. It is candy-like.
My vote for best because it's also on a Porsche.
It's not on a Porsche.
Isn't,
Modapane drives a Mercedes, sir.
That
you're thinking Malotto's.
the same?
I mean, it's similar, but you can't call them the same because they're on different cars. It's a team that we have that drives different cars. It's an interesting type of racing that we've got here. Season 1, things may change for Season 2, but we let them do what they wanted to do. Kleb, he's still in the pits. De Vet's in the pits. Everybody's going to be jumping to the pits. Noah Hendrick's still out doing a little slidey boy for us coming out at T2. Malotto, you mentioned him before. Let's go look at that other Kai K. Okay, they're pretty much the same. You're right. I was wrong. They are exactly the same, except this one is better. I heard you.
Noise
No,
right there.
no. It's an annoying noise, and we don't like it. Don't make those. I was right size. I don't like them. Okay, so things are gonna go over to the grid shortly. Are you guys ready to?
I'm very ready.
To go live with things, stuff and things.
So ready.
Okay, let me just. Oh, I just went to the wrong. Guys,
Are you ready?
I just went to like a million different wrong screens, waiting for the session to change. I just hate that it takes us back to like a session that I can't control the camera. So let's just fix things up. Eddie, you'll remember our command that we need. I just
commanded it in. I hope it took.
Okay. Well, as long as you commanded it, then I'm all good in the hood.
I commanded it loudly and proudly.
Okay, let's try and see if we can do a little a grid flyover here. There we go. So we've got Cadhill, Olifants, Versace, Absmeyer.
Gee.
Yeah.
Our race timer says 30 minutes.
Does it say 30 minutes? That's not good. Okay. Well, this flyover has not gone well with our server giving us... Has it really loaded? Do we have a pit stop, though? I don't know what we should do here quickly.
I almost want to say restart server 10 minutes quali because...
Yeah, let's do a restart of the server. Can you send those messages through? Let's just restart the server. Let me just put those 10 minutes of quali, restart the server. Will you just send that through to the drivers? Let's do it.
I'm on it.
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Let's just quickly get that sorted. Let me take us back to... The screen is going to die now. So let's just go back here. I'll be right back in a second. Let's just restart this thing.
And it's restarted.
Oh, well,
Like that.
these things happen. I mean, we've seen at Formula 1 where the checkered flag gets waved at the wrong time.
True. But what is sim racing if not for its little foibles like this?
Because we can't have... how can I put it? We can't have real life dramas and safety cars, so we'll just put in server crashes for...
Yeah, that works.
For the fun of it. Delayed start due to... what can we
Fire
say?
in the server room. Oh.
Flotsam on the track. There we go. Waiting to see if this... I don't know if we're live.
I assume we are, as I didn't hear Mr. G tell us that we weren't. So in the meantime...
How was your day, Mr.
Okie dokie, everything should be back up again.
It has been sterling up until it took me like an hour and a half to put the little man to sleep.
Okay, so everything should be back up, guys. Server should be back alive. We should be able to go back in. You'll just have to skip the sessions again. I did just change it to 10 minutes.
I will just wait for Oh, a bunch of guys have already joined. How many? We had 20 people, so as soon as there's 20 people, I will start the session.
Currently.
I did just try and load. I tried to load the quali config, but it gave me an error, which we'll have to just check out with MNR when we do an MNR race, because I don't know why it's giving us that error. Yeah. Okay. So what I've got is a server instance that runs a couple of different server configs for our different events that we do. And for some reason it loaded half of one and the other in the deploy, so I've just done it manually. Sometimes manually just works, right? So you just gotta go manual mode. Gotta go a little bit to manual mode.
We are going to jump to our new quali now.
Oh, royalty, Mr. 69. Thank you for the follow, sir, on the Twitch land. Or the YouTube. I don't even know where we were getting things. Okay, so let's go back over to our sessions. We should be... Okay, we're going back over... Oh, it's going to be nuts.
Everybody peeling out of the pits all at once.
Like they were... Look at that!
No, it is going to be... They are ready to go, right?
Yeah, it's game on now.
Okay, so...
If you had a bad qualifying, you get a second chance. But only 10 minutes this time. Nothing too elaborate.
I feel bad because if you had a great qualifying, then this kind of ruins everything
throws you
for you, and I'm sorry about that.
I kind of feel Bruno might have had a noteworthy qualifying, which unfortunately is now null and void. But I'm sure he can pull it off again. He is that caliber of a driver.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. A shout out to GT Sport, who does actually allow you to adjust the grid should this happen. You can just take a screenshot and off we go. No need.
No, you can do that here as well. You dump the qualifying.json file and then you just load it. But I don't know why it didn't load.
I have things to learn then.
I don't know why it didn't take the grid positions. So I need to just chat to the guys at Raceface. I know they've done it before with their big grids and just sort some things out there. Royalty, thank you for telling us we should use the function. We're just explaining actually why we can't use that. But we know that you're a step ahead of us and you got our back, so thank you very much. We will test that for MNR. So everybody show up for Monday Night Racing in 2 weeks' time so that we can test out some of these functions.
MNR on Monday was great on this track. We had so much fun. I think everybody got to experience the anger of racing on a very tight, very twisty Suzuka.
Roby is saying just abandon PC2.
Yeah, we don't... I don't do the PC2 side of things. That's Eddie's baby still, and we will respect it. We'll take our ACC lobbies every second week. We appreciate them. So, you PC2 boys, you do your thing.
The PC2 guys also only get their lobbies every second week.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fair, balanced system that's working out here. So, let's go through. We won't get timetables just yet. Everybody's still just going out.
Lawrence had an off a while back. You won't see the off anymore, but he took forever to get back onto the track because he spun it in the middle of the last chicane and was stuck on a bit of an island with the whole field coming past.
So my broadcasting app is just giving me a little bit of an issue here. I just need to reconnect with it, which we know is a bit of a problem. So
yeah, that likes to have fun sometimes.
But I can get back into this quali session, so let's just make sure that we can get everything working like we want it to. Let's just rejoin our lobby here.
Oh, I might have to do it as well. The broadcaster app has also now decided.
Yeah, it does it. It does it when you go to strange. it goes into strange. Does it strange?
At least
things
it's only
sometimes.
qualifying.
Green light, go, go, go.
Correct. At least it's only qualifying, and we've only got 10 minutes. Well, we had 10 minutes. A lot less time now. 6 minutes remaining. We are back. We are back into qualifying. Everything is sorted out, and we should be able to continue with our race. So, unfortunately, a bit of technical issues at the start there. We weren't able to load our full 1 hour long race, and we've had to just restart the server quick.
Well spotted from that one though, Eddie.
Oh, it was luckily one of the drivers that in
Oh,
panicked,
shut-
hopeful voice went, only 30 minutes this time?
Only?
Ooh, that doesn't sound right.
No, so we had definitely messed up the server settings there, and we're now back on track and back to where we want to be. So round 4 continues. Suzuka. Admin issues. We like to try and make them real life race things, you know, because we like to role play everything. It's full sim mode. They
was
sim
a
drive. We
indigenous
sim fakey
salamander
race
on
cast.
track. There
What?
was an indigenous salamander on track, and we had to wait until the marshals had cleared the salamander off the
An
track.
indigenous salamander.
Yeah, the Japanese white-spotted salamander, very famous and quite a delicacy in some parts of the world.
Okay, well, I'm not eating no salamanders. So looking at Cadill, that Mercedes is just flying around, and he's back on track. 2 minutes, 0.6 set on the clock.
That is
so
ridiculous fast.
it is ridiculous fast. I mean, if we compare it back to, you know, the 205s and times back there, it really does change things up. I think guys in the mid pack are not going to be so fond of perhaps the reshuffle here. There is going to perhaps be a change in order to how this race was meant to start, and for that we do apologize, but at the same time, this is racing, and things happen. So we're looking at Paolo. He hasn't managed to set a time this time around. He's only got 4 minutes on the clock. We'll give that Nissan GTR some screen time. It deserves it, to be honest. Thanks to Angelus for the host there.
About time.
Finally, he
Finally.
gives us the love that we deserve.
I see Mr. Royalty in the chat there being confused about the geography of the world, assuming kangaroos naturally walk the racetracks of Japan. Which I can confidently say they do not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a no on that one.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not gonna put my geography skills up to the task here. So Strauss jumps himself up to 7th there. Looks like we are going to see some jump arounds here. Kleb getting into 6th. Ooh, Oliphant's going to start in 2nd. Absmeyer, he's going to have to go around and set himself a bultering time under pressure. 3 minutes on the clock for Absmeyer. Modipane sits in 5th. This is going to be so... this is going to be so... I don't even have the word. It's either going to go so great through T1 and 2 at the start of this race, and everyone's going to go, ooh, this is amazing.
Yeah, lots of who's.
But or it's going to be a lot of
Fast just had it
Richard
off.
just shouting ooze into the microphone, which I hope it's not. I want it to just be great.
I want it to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't have ooze in the chat.
Strauss does he have enough time? Yeah, he could possibly still get a lap, and he had it off going under the bridge and ruined what could have been a fast lap.
So let's just have a little look-see down towards the bottom of the pack here. Albertine sitting in 18th. Hasn't managed to set himself a lap time. Neither has Joe Burr in 19th. They've got, big slide coming out there from Joe Burr. That Merc slidey boy, and not happy. He's got
That Merc, when you
Malorto
look at
behind
it,
him.
It looks heavy, but when you drive it, it is light as a feather.
Oh no, that thing is not happy with whatever setup's there, and he's abandoning it. And Joe Burr needs to find something that's going to work there. And that
I
car
don't know
not
if he's
looking
got a happy
happy.
car.
I don't think you'll have enough time. We're missing some drivers, it seems.
We only have 18 on the track at the moment.
We had 18 when 20 when qualifying started, so it's not that they don't know the server is there.
Well, we hope that they are not still driving around in a server that has been disconnected and just started a race sender.
Defender sent us a message there saying there seems to be some connection problems.
I'm not 100%. We've got. I mean, they have enabled.
Just those two drivers. We can blame Telcom on this one, I suspect.
Yeah, I mean, you should still be able to join, and if you get disconnected in a race session, they've re-enabled that. So things should be okay for drivers to get back in. We have 40 seconds left here at Suzuka. Time to start getting excited. It's time to start hyping things up. Hopefully,
Jason everything down to second place.
Down to where? Fourth place.
Fourth
yeah.
position.
He's got one lap to try and pull something out here. We know he's still got another second in his lap time that he can make up. A little bit wide.
Yeah, we're gonna go on board here with Jason.
Entering the S's
It's
now.
on board is just great.
These S's are such a tricky set of corners. You can break your entire lap just here.
And it's all about corner one. Like, you got to get that first corner right. Like, I did actually hear you saying briefly over the speakers, I think it was, about this first section and the flow you've got to have of it coming through here.
Yeah, it's a place where it's slow is actually fast. It's not something that you want to just hammer it through. And Jason doing just perfectly through and having a nice tidy lap so far. Like you guys said before, this is the last that he has, or the last lap that he will have to do anything, otherwise starting this race down in 4th place. So we see that timer ticking down.
And that's that.
Jason is, 1/10 up on
1/10,
on his fastest time.
And this is my
Now.
kryptonite. Here is where I disappear into the countryside.
Oh, that's Spoon Complex really. It's 3 corners if you want to be
That's
technical.
It's one long, horrible place, but it's also wonderful.
What did you call it tonight?
This corner is good.
Also, Joe Burr is slow up in front of Jason here, coming up towards the final chicane as well. Jason 0.5 up, 0.6 up coming into the chicane. He's had no traffic through. Jason coming through. He is up on his time. Where's he going to jump himself onto this leaderboard start? Oh, there's curbs going all across. And Jason now will cross the line. Where does he go on that board? Jumps up to 3rd. So does better his place by 1. And smashes into the wall. Fantastic job there from Jason. And
I think that might be everyone fully qualified.
Yeah, that is our qualifying, and we'll be able to just let's pull up do we have a timetables view here? There we go. Okay, so there's our qualifying positions for this race, 1st to 19th. Kadio, Olifant, Absmai, Vasachi, Albertine, Modipane, Buerta, Richie, Kleb, Besson, Devet, Strauss, Malorto, Lawrence. Can you stop typing so loud when I'm trying to just...
I'm so
Hendricks, Van Skulkfake, Paolo, Richards, Visser, and Joe Burr. So, a couple of guys not able to set lap times there. We are going to... this is going to just be insane. This is just going to be insane.
I've commanded the autos, the manual start, so let us hope it takes.
Okay, well, they'll be doing a outlap. Does it say an hour on our clock there or anything?
Cannot see that info just yet. Yeah, 1 hour. So all is set and good to go.
Let's just do a little drive through quickly. Cadhill, Olifant, Absmeyer, Vasachi, Albertine, Modipane, Buerta, Richie, Kleb, Besson, Devet, Strauss, Malorto, Lawrence, Hendricks, Paolo, Richards, and Joe Burr. So this is going to be just a fantastic race overall. And I'm just looking forward to it.
There was a question about drivers changing cars. And up to tonight, all drivers had the opportunity to choose a new car. So we've had 4 people change their cars. All of them changed to the Mercedes.
Okay, so we should be live here for the formation lap. Cadhill will lead things away. Drivers will pull off, and they've got the time to...
Apologies for...
I want to give a quick shout out to anybody who came to our stream from the raceday.tv Facebook group. Welcome.
Yep, big shout out.
Raceday has been kind enough to have a watch party of our stream tonight.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all the love for our sim racing. We can't all do real life racing, and this is for us the next best thing to do on a Wednesday night. So Cadhill leads us away here at Suzuka for round 4 of the Dominus Gaming ACC GT3 World Challenge, and he is also the championship leader at this point in time. Absmeyer, who's holding down second, starts in third here. Willifant second, Visachi fourth, Albertine fifth. Let me even go through here. Modapane in 6th. It's not going to give us the greatest camera angles with all the cars bunched up, with the way that our cameramen seem to be very excited people. So Modapane there in that beautiful Kaikai Racing Mercedes-Benz. Next on the card, Stark Puerta in his AMR. Richie in his Porsche for Senna Racing. Kleb, he's switched out to that Mercedes. White and blue for him. Basson, he's also in a Mercedes. The vet, he holds down the Bentley. Car number 8. Strauss are one of 2 Lamborghini, or Brave drivers as we like to call them. Black and white. Black and white livery. Tsebo Malotho, the other Kaikai Racing car that you'll see here tonight. Unfortunately, JK Minar was unable to attend tonight's race for them, and that unfortunately was a last minute thing. He should have been here. So you see Tsebo's beautifully colored Smarties theme. I don't actually know if it's a Smarties theme. I wouldn't need Smarties that were that color. I probably would, to be honest.
Right, I think Smarties are that color.
Yeah, you just...
They're a little bit more muted now. They've taken away all the fun things inside them. They've taken fun things out of those things. So Lawrence, he is in that black and what is that, turquoise, but like a chromed out turquoise. I think it is.
I'm keeping an eye
Aston
on the
Martin.
front of the grid.
Hendricks in that red Ferrari at the back. Malotto. Oh, sorry, Paolo. My bad. Paolo. He's one of the only. Well, he is the only Nissan GTR driver here tonight. His other Nissan GTR, who's not his teammate, was unable to attend as well. That's been unfortunate, really, for Victor de Kock. Has not had much luck in getting into the races. Vivian Richards for Belfigo, I think that's the name of them. That's another Aston Martin towards the back. Werner Jobert holds up right at the end there in his AMG. Also just racing with one of the in-game car liveries. Quite a beautiful livery. As we get ready to go live.
They're busy going double file.
Double file, slowing things down. It's a rolling start at Suzuka. Our grid is forming up, and a 1-hour race is about to begin. 1 mandatory stop with a tire change required. Refueling allowed. You can throw fuel in or start and full, or just start full and drive the entire duration. So no rules on that. Cadhill will start things off on the inside. Oliphant on the outside. Absmeyer tucked in behind Cadhill there. Let's get some driver nameplates for the starting sequence. And we come around. The lights are red for now. They will be going green in just a moment or so. Cars are all lined up and ready to go. And you could hear a needle drop.
Absolute sound. And
lights are green. We are ready to go. And a great start from Visachi. They're getting off the line quickly, defending the inside. Yeah, Absmeyer takes Olifant, gets right up behind Cadiel, straight to the business these guys are. Coming through the starting 2 complex, all our drivers doing a great job, it looks like, to hold things down. Coming up to the S's, Absmeyer all the way up the back end of Cadiel here, trying to find a way past as early as possible. The rest of our drivers down the grid just doing a great job as well. We're going to stick with Cadiel and Absmeyer here just for the starting sequence. Let's see how they get away. Cadiel, Absmeyer, Olifant and Versace starting to pull themselves a little space to the next punch of cars, and that's what you really want to start to do. Everybody racing tight and close to each other. Look at these cars roaring through. Cadiel's made a bit of a mistake. Absmeyer's followed him, and at the back of the pack we see Kleb and Modapane also having a fight towards the back.
Incredible battle forming back there. These guys have been 2-3 abreast through some of the...
Let's go and have a look at what's going on towards the back there. Kleb and Modapane side by side once again. The 2 AMGs fighting it out. It's Kai K Racing versus Amta Race. Kleb in that white and blue liveried AMG, Modapane in that blue and purple theme. On the inside now of the Spoon Complex, Modapane, defending hard, a little touch, nothing too hard at all. Kleb gets back on it, gonna try for the inside. Modapane does well, holding it off, goes wide. Again, side by side, they're gonna come up to 130R with Richie having a little look-see behind him as well, trying to get a nose into this action.
These two have been driving next to each other the whole lap.
This is going to be tight.
No, Kleb has made the move past Modapane. Modapane backs out a little bit, but that's allowed Richie to get up in there. We're coming up to the chicane. He's gone deep. Kleb Modapane, big incident. Kleb not getting on the brakes. He's rolling across the braking line here. He's made a big mistake there, Kleb. He's rolled across the brake. He's rolled across the racing line, not getting on the brakes, and he's caused a big bunch up of cars, and that's going to change up the order towards the back of the pack.
Stop you there. I don't think that was Kled. I think that was Basson. I'm going back 30 seconds. I'm going to have a look now quickly. Yeah, he gets up on the inside. He makes a very late move, and he cuts across. He makes contact with Modapane, which impacts Kleb. Kleb rolls across the line, and Basson carries on going. That was completely the AMG's fault.
I mean, both of them are on AMG, so I don't know which one you're talking about. Basson's in an AMG.
Basson is at fault there, particularly.
But who rolled across the racing line?
Rolled across the racing line.
You have to get on
choice.
You still have to get on your brakes. You can't continue to roll across, even if you've been in an incident, to cause such a big backup behind there. So I agree with you. We're gonna have to go back and look at what happened there. But it looks like teammates taking each other out. Both amateur race drivers in the Mercedes cars having a contact and causing a shift up.
Vanna Joubert from 18th at the start, now up to 12th.
Yeah, he seemed to find something. He was not having a great qualifying, and now he's having another look. It looks like Modapane's car is damaged. He's struggling to hold off some of these back markers, or not back markers, cars towards the back of the pack. Hendricks and Joubert, they're going to go and have a fight together as well. And coming back up to Spoon again. Joubert on the inside, going hard at it. Joubert, beautiful move coming in there. Hendricks not even aware of what just happened. Joubert just came through there like a wrecking ball, and Hendricks was like, mate, I just lost my position and I want a refund on that. Joubert, a fantastic drive coming out there from Vanna.
Now we'll see what that Ferrari's speed is like coming down the straight to 130R.
Modapane and Strauss are also having a battle themselves. Modapane obviously having a incident here before. There's another car parked up here. Is that Malotto? Malotto now parked up. He's had a problem.
Gone back 30 seconds. Let's see what happens.
Back up at the front, I can tell you that.
We're going to go and have a look. So Basson again. So Basson, if this is back into the same place, Malotto coming into the chicane here. Basson trying to go onto the inside where there was no space again. He's now just trying to let cars past, and he hasn't been able to. Malotto doing the right thing, letting cars back onto track. Unfortunately,
that is very unfortunate.
Yeah,
dropping him to stone last.
Again, so Basson, 2 incidents in 2 laps that we've watched him drive here. That chicane, that chicane has been dive central for Basson and just causing absolute havoc in the pack. So let's get a little recap of where things stand. at this point in time. Bruno Cadiel, he's still holding down first place. Jason
About that
Absmeyer.
first place, I just want to interject here quickly. 1, 2, 3. Cadiel, Absmeyer, Olifant have not been able to get away from each other. They've pulled out on Kisaki a bit, but these three they're neck and neck since the start of the race.
Yeah, no, there's nothing between them right now. It's crazy.
So Leslie Oliphant will be that position 3. Visachi, he's trying to hold on to that little train of 3 and struggling. He doesn't have the slipstream anymore like his mates up in front of him do. Richie in 5th, he's got a bit of clean air here as well. We start to see this pack really spreading out, and I think those incidents are going to have caused a lot of havoc in how this race has continued. It will be Strauss into 6th with Matapane right on his tail.
Doesn't want to
In
let Strauss
7th,
go.
he doesn't want to let him go, and he's holding on to the slipstream, and he's doing a great job. Jabeur, 8th place now. 8th place. What a drive coming out from Jabeur. Basson, not a great drive so far. He's currently holding down 9th, but I think there will be a couple of penalties to be had and looked into here by the stewards at the end of the race. Hendricks, he's holding down 10th. Lawrence into 11th. De Vet, he's into 12th. Kleb, 13th. Richards, 14th. Van Skalkwijk, not here. Paulo, 15th. Buerta. Oh, did Buerta just make that move on Paulo? He did. The screens hadn't updated. Buerta's actually into 15th. Paulo into 16th. And Maloto, unfortunately, that incident, look where it's left him. He's got a lot of work to do and a drive of his life up ahead of him to try and make things back from here. So 17th for Maloto, but don't discount him yet. He's got a lot up his sleeve. And when he gets into that grind and that consistency, he's going to manage to catch up to any of these guys having a fight in front. So Richards, he's showing me that he's got... is that Buerta behind him?
Building a bit of a fight here.
Okay, let's go over to that. Let's go watch Matapane and Strauss. Let's go and see if we can get a rear-facing camera from Strauss and have a good look-see at Matapane here.
Absolutely nothing between them. They are so close.
They are indeed very close.
Look at the size of that Lamborghini, though. Strauss making that Lamborghini so big.
It is a wide, almost wider than it is long, to be honest. He's driving a rectangle sideways.
So Strauss got his indicator on there. I know that that's not intentional. It gets bumped from time to time. He is not telling Matapane to pass. Matapane would like to pass, but I don't think he's going to get an opportunity. Or will he if Strauss allows him? I think Strauss, if he holds down what he does. Christos Basson. Let's go back 130. Let's go back 30 seconds here. Let's go and get a chase cam from the back of Basson's car here. Jobert on the outside.
Might be the cause of this accident.
He could be. We are riding on top with Basson for the replay perspective. They are side by side. Basson wants to go on the inside. Oh, he does. He goes into the back of him, and an incident was had. So Jabeur and Basson have had a collision, and unfortunately, it looks like Jabeur not giving the position back there. So Jabeur not feeling like he was really the cause there. He wants to take it out to the stewards. Basson, he's angry. He's very angry. He's flashing his lights. Almost ironic with some of the incidents that have been caused. Things do happen on the racetrack, and there are a lot of angry flashing lights, which if you're driving against someone who is on the mirror. Oh, what a move from Basson, though. What a move on the inside of Jobert. No smack talk needed. And Jobert trying to get it.
Strauss, unfortunately, losing it coming through one of the sessions here just before the hairpin.
Let's go back into a replay quickly here with Strauss and Matapane.
Just before the bridge, yes. Just before the first right-hander.
I'm
having a watch.
An incident there during the first quali session. Same thing happened to him. The rear end of the Lambo.
The rear end just stepped out, and he had absolutely Matapane having no choice but to make contact with the car.
Yeah, he had nowhere to really go there, and Strauss, he's been in an incident here, and he's on replay, letting the train through, and he's had to bleed through a couple of positions. That car going to be damaged as well. this Lamborghini. Let's just eye it out for a little bit of damage and see how it does coming through Spoon. You can see it's, let's just have a little look. He's looking comfortable. He's going to make a move on Paolo on the inside. Paolo getting forced no room then. That's a big off. That's going to be the end of that Lamborghini. That thing is in the middle of the road. That thing is parked off. And Paolo is waiting. Strauss has had to jump back. That car is beyond damaged in that incident. It's going to be Absmeyer and Olifant, though. Look at the gap between these two as they come through the S's, jumping up to the front of the order. This is the battle for second and third. Porsche for Absmeyer, Lexus for Olifant. And that Lexus has not let the Porsche breathe for an instant in this race. They've given Bruno a tiny little breathing space, but it's not enough. And they are right on the back of him. You don't even see Anna Versace coming to shot there as they come down under the bridge.
One thing, Versace is being bothered by Richie right behind him. So I think he doesn't even have time to try and catch the front three. He's got his
this battle from Strauss and Absmeyer. Olifant on the lights, he knows that Absmeyer's defending is life off. He feels like he's faster, and if we're looking at things, it does look like Olifant is being held up, but great defending coming out from Absmeyer, not letting the Lexus through, and really just slowing and parking it up a little bit, not allowing Olifant to get the greatest run out. Absmeyer defending off on Olifant, and look at the slipstream coming out here. Lexus wants to make a move. Gonna stick on the inside, does Jason. Great decision, and not going to be able to find anywhere past him. Olifant is struggling here to deal with this defensive driveling from Absmeyer. He's just holding him up a little bit, and it's great work from him to do so. Leslie,
this has given Bruno a chance to build a 2.5 second gap to these
taking
two.
every opportunity to do so, hey?
That's always the best thing when you notice the guys behind you are fighting, because it just plays into your hands.
Inside, nope, he tries, but it's not the line that he's going to manage to do so here. Jason keeps him at bay, but look how close this Lexus is to this Porsche. We've got 47 minutes left to racing, and Olifant is all over the back of Jason, not allowing him any breathing room again through the S's. And what a battle we have here for second and third.
Lower down the field, we've got Stark Buerta and Stefan de Vet. Buerta about to make a move going into the first corner.
Oh, I'm just going to stick here with Leslie for a little bit. It's going to be almost side by side, but again, Jason just managing to hold the Lexus at bay. That racing line is not being given up for love, nor money, nor bribery, nor flashing lights, no nothing from the Lexus. The Porsche driver remains calm, cool, and collected.
I can tell you that the vet managed to get past Buerta. Sorry, Buerta managed to get past the vet.
Buerta managed to get past the vet. The train forming behind
but
Joubert
Buerta
right
is
now.
now right
something.
up behind Joubert.
Yeah.
I think the early spinners are now slowly starting to fight their way through the pack again.
Oh, it is. It's a little train that's forming up there, really, and
I think
Joubert there
might have the legs yet.
Buerta doesn't have the legs just yet, does he?
That Merc is quick in a straight line.
I think he might be doing it. Yes, he's making the move.
On the inside.
He's just got to keep that Merc behind him, because that Merc we've now seen a couple of times. It is quick in a straight line.
I think it's also maybe a little bit aero damaged, or not quite 100% happy at this point in time. But for now,
twitchy while coming through corners. I think Joubert might be nursing some damage.
Look at this. He's going inside line defensive, but there's a Merc that wants to try and squeeze between three wide. We've got the helicam going here. This will be Joubert backing out of this. Contact coming between the two, trying to back off into SS Lawrence.
He looks like he's fighting a colossal amount of damage the way that car is moving.
Yeah, it does not look happy at all. Coming up to the chicane, still on board with the helicam here. Great perspective to watch this little 4-car battle shoot its way out. And just a change of positions. That Merc sliding on by from Etienne Kleb, getting himself out of trouble. De Vet is right in trouble here down the straight. Coming through the start-finish line now. Inside line for Joubert. Lawrence
So
gonna back
if I
out.
could quickly, Jabber, just
Big slide. Joe Burr looking like he's lost control through here. And that Merc is that, did he just drift that entire?
He either drifted the entire corner.
He's just drifting this entire, no.
According to
This
our
is-
main man Gazoo, he's on a controller tonight.
Yeah, he's broken his foot. And I think what you're seeing here is that controller assist, because the controllers have great assists in ACC, is helping him just keep the control of that car. That slide looking super unrealistic in terms of ACC if you're doing that on a wheel. But on a controller, very much believable. And he's trying to keep it together around here. So unfortunately, not much he can do with a broken leg, but still wants to race. And right now, Lawrence going to be having a little look-see. On the inside. Does Lawrence do it? He's holding that inside line. I think the AMR has the legs. Nope, he doesn't. It looks like he just didn't get on the power. Joe Burr getting on the power nice and early. Going to force Lawrence out of the racetrack, really. No room to go. I'm going to hold.
Right into the battle.
Gentlemen, but I'd also like to point out we have a new second place runner, Leslie Oliphant, taking Jason Absmeyer. Jason Absmeyer now at least 1.5 seconds behind him.
So could you go back and just have a little look and see if there was an incident? Okay, perfect. So let's go back to that battle that we had with some name tags.
Yeah, I was about to say
You can just but you can press escape and press replay, guys. Lawrence and Besson, they are now. Besson has had to fight his way back through here again into the chicane on the inside line here of Lawrence. Another little touch through there, but nothing too bad. Rubbing is a little bit of racing through there. Besson makes the move on Lawrence as they go around the final bend before the start-finish straight to begin the 8th lap. Look at the train forming up here. Kleb, De Wet, Joe Burr, Besson, Lawrence, and Malotto. Malotto doing great. He had started all the way from the back, remember, and look at where he's found himself. 14th place at this point in time, and this little train in front of him. And I feel like he's got the pace on all these drivers if he keeps his head down. Malotto has maybe 4 positions to make up here with the battle that is going down. With 42 minutes still to go, nobody is pitted yet. Remember, we see the pits start to come in. Generally, most of the pack pits at 30 minutes for the hour-long race. But there are some undercut attempts, which makes things interesting. And we might see some of those tonight. So far, nobody taking a mandatory pit stop. And nobody going for that early undercut because the train continues. And like you see here, 4 or 5 cars are going to get into a battle very, very shortly. Lawrence, the next victim in sight for Malotto. And what a great race we've had here for the Dominus Gaming ACC GT World Series. Round 4. It's been a great race so far. And I think we've still got great racing to come.
Hubert's got a controller full of another Merc behind him as Besson tries to go inside spoon, but a bit late maybe. No, Vanner runs wide, so yeah.
Yeah, so Oliphant was able to outbrake Absmeyer coming into Casino Triangle. Just got on the brakes later than him, just managed to outturn him and proceeded to just drive away from him ever so slightly since then. Absmeyer had a slight little slide coming after the first, coming out of T1, but other than that, it's just been stellar driving by Oliphant.
Yeah, he did look like he was on pace to do greater things. Absmeyer seemed to be just holding him up a little bit. Great defensive driving to hold him at bay for the laps that he did, but you can just see how far ahead he's got himself ready.
Jason Absmeyer, though, does have the fastest lap of the race so far at 2 minutes 0.849, which is, I mean, it's 0.02 faster than Cadillac's fastest.
I'm not even questioning the fact that Jason's dropped his engine mappings down to save fuel. The Porsche is a hella thirsty car, and it really does require fuel management to make it worthwhile. So you can't really be racing it in your full race mode all the time. You want to, you try to, but it really does mean you have to carry tons of fuel all the time, and sometimes it's even push comes to shove with how much fuel you need to carry and will you make it. So I feel like with having a look at the lap time analysis that Absmeyer's dropped down in his engine mapping, and that's okay as well. He's just looking to find himself a comfortable place to lap around at this point in time. Cadiel and Olifant, they're going to be trying to fight things out with each other in a couple of laps or so if Olifant, and I think Olifant can. If you look at where Olifant pulls out in shots of Cadiel here as they start their 10th lap, Olifant has the legs underneath him in the legs us and really is going to put them to good use.
I do hate to say it, but I do think this off of Malotto's may be an incident for the stewards, as Jabot was going very slowly on the racing line. I think he may have also had an off that required him to rejoin the circuit, and he did so in a bit of a hasty fashion.
We'll take note of that for later, but I did see
there was definitely something...
Tomfoolery was afoot.
Yeah, thank you, well put.
So Richie, another stellar drive coming out from here in round 4, currently holding down 5th place, and very comfortably at that. He's got Arne Visagie up ahead of him, quite a way up the field.
Sorry to interrupt, Christos Besson ready to make a move on De Wet.
Let's go have a look. He's going on to the inside. He is going to make it stick there. De Wet, is he going to have any
10th, 11th?
No opportunities for any undercuts there. Besson has made it stick, and he's gone right through. So he will take 10th place now into the top 10 after having a couple of incidents and finding himself way down the field. De Wet not having a great time through the S's there.
Maybe in a lap or so, Malotto will be right up the rear of Hubert's Mercedes.
So did Malotto give the place back to Joe Burr?
No, Malotto got forced off track by a slow Joubert on track.
Okay.
Which cost him maybe 3 or 4 seconds.
Okay.
But he's managed to catch up reasonably. You can basically see they're almost on the same corner. So yeah, I predict less than a lap, Joubert would have a serious Malotto problem. See if there's any other close racing at the moment.
So just Modapane is also having a stellar race in 6th place, representing Kai K. He was having a fight with Strauss earlier until unfortunate luck plagued Strauss, and he hasn't had the greatest amount of luck in this series, unfortunately. Great driver, but the luck has not been on his side. And another retirement to the pits after damage for him. And Modapane now, no one to fight, but Richie up the field. And he's got the consistency as a driver to get up to where Richie's at. So looking forward to seeing what happens with the pit stops. Looking forward to seeing if anything changes up. Looking forward to seeing if anyone's doing anything differently to anybody else as well. You can put whenever you like, and you can run as much or little fuel as you want. So it is, there we go, like you said, talking about pits. De Wet and Lawrence jump in 36 minutes, so it's, undercut territory in terms of
early stoppers. I've been wondering, as we've watched this, it's just going to get later and later in the race, time of day-wise. So the track is going to start cooling down. I wonder if guys have worked out nice tire temperatures, maybe pit a bit later, come out with softer tires, take advantage of the cold weather later on. I don't know if today might be the best, unless you've prepped for it, but it might not be the best day for an undercut.
Yeah, I don't know, the risk of that low tire pressure, I'm still pumping my tires up. The risk of punctures in ACC with low tire pressure is just not worth it. And the fall off that you get at nighttime is there. So if you are going with a softer tire setup into the nighttime and the track does cool down a lot, that risk of punctures is just so high, and that can cost you a race. It really can.
Race real fast.
Oh, stop go penalty for De Wet.
But I think you may have sped in the pit lane there.
I think so as well. So that's going to change things up. So the early pit not going to pay off if you have to return for a stop go. Did he speed in the pits?
He did.
Oh, a 30-second stop go. That's harsh, but rules are rules.
Nope, no jumping the pits gun, no going before the man says you can. And the vet now learning the hard way that he is in trouble. So a stop-go penalty coming up, and that's going to be great news for the likes of Malotto and Jobert, Richards and Paolo, because if he has to go into the pits again, and they were kind of getting in their stride, it's going to just be a great thing for them. I'm very sad for the vet, but at the same time, I respect the in-game penalties for the speeding. The game can tell much better than we can. You have a little line, and it's programmed, and if you speed before it, you get zapped with a 30-second stop-go penalty. 30 seconds. Drive into the pits, put it onto its little hydraulic jacks, and sit there for 30 seconds. In shame for what was maybe 3 kilometers an hour out of there.
3 or 1, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but that's what... Too fast, too furious. And very furious will the
some
vets
of our
be.
astute viewers have pointed out in the chat that they seem to be seeing some clouds forming in the backgrounds of some of the shots.
I was actually just about to ask, what time is sunset here, or is it getting quite cloudy?
My friend, the sun never sets in Japan. Look at their flag. It is the land of the rising sun.
It's like Barrow, but opposite.
The vet going through for another lap. He's not interested in serving his penalty just yet.
No, he's a little bit upset with what's happened there, and he's just letting it sink in for a bit. Arne Versace, he's in the pits, is he?
Paolo, yeah.
Yeah, Versace into the pits.
We
So
seem
Paolo
to
at
have
the
lost
back
a
of the
bunch
pack.
of drivers.
I do see
Trey
that we're
Ritchie
down to
seems
15 cars. Richie has dropped down. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate indeed.
He was having a good race, Mr. Ritchie.
He was lapping around in fourth place. So Marapane, he's going to benefit off that. He's found himself into fourth. Podium up in third place in front of him. That will be Jason Absmeyer off the mark at the moment. But Marapane, anything can happen. Something terrible could happen. And racing could change up. So that's where you want to find yourself. You have to be in that place to be able to take third if third makes a mistake. And a drive from Marapane to put himself in that position. Great stuff coming out
Marapane
there.
though hasn't done his pit stop yet, whereas
Versace has,
Versace
correct.
has, so we'll have to wait and see
Where he
how
comes
that-
out in things, correct. No, you are right with that. It will
Gentlemen are
change
jumping
up.
into the pits, left, right, and centre though. We've got Malotto coming into the pit. Is also stationary. Versace on his way out though. Quite interesting to see.
Yeah, so also interesting that a lot of drivers just stick to the same strategy. They see a lot of cars in the pits, they go in. I think it's also just kind of part of that. You're now going to be coming out with other drivers on the same sort of cold tires, not really benefiting on maybe just getting an extra lap out there and seeing. It's such a calculated risk, and it's an in-the-moment decision that you have to make. And it doesn't make or break your game in any way. It can marginally benefit, or it can, if you aren't able to, change your fuel load, for example, in your HUD, and you have to suddenly throw 120 liters in, it can really destroy things. So when I say it can't affect it, it can, and it can go badly wrong. But should it just be standard stock pit stops? Not really much going to be changed up in the way of the order. So the vets going into service penalty in the penalty of shame. So 30 seconds will start now.
By putting 1 lap too soon or 1 lap too late.
Yeah, it really.
But I never won a race by putting at the exact perfect time.
Correct. If you come in at the same time, there's no risk there now. You're on even Stevens. And you hope that your tires are the same pressures and things. But a great drive from all our drivers so far. The ones that survived, we did start with 20 at one stage. We had a bit of a server issue. We saw 18 drivers re-enter for qualifying session 2 of 10 minutes long. And now we find 15 drivers remain. So a great drive coming out from the drivers that are here. A difficult one, it seems, at Suzuka. I'm not sure if the Twilight Zone starts to make things a little bit difficult. I know that 130R when the sun is setting is terrifying. You see
The vet
absolutely
has just
nothing.
come out
So
of the pits to find a screen full of Master waiting for him. They literally came out of the pits on top of each other.
okay, so let's go and see here. Paulo, the vet, GTR versus Bentley coming through the S's. And it looks like
The
the
vet
vet.
seems a bit happier though on his
Yeah, I was gonna say
setup.
he's
just driving
cruising.
clean away.
He's cruising through and leaving that poor GTR in its dust at this point in time. Jumping back up, so all our cars that are sitting from first to fifth have yet to pit, so things will change up. Jobert finds himself in fifth.
But Noah Hendricks have gotten themselves into a fantastic little knife fight at the moment.
Let's
Under
go and have a little
second
look at
between
what's
the two of them.
brewing between the two of
Red
these.
Ferrari and what is that? Aston Martin Racing.
Correct. So
I
Hendricks
wish
in
there
the
were
red
more
Ferrari
Ferraris in
and
this league. Such
Buerta.
a beautiful car.
Is that like a compliment that you just made about something else?
Oh, I said it's beautiful. I didn't say it's the best.
I mean, I've never heard you compliment anything other than your wife and a Porsche, so
Seems as
that
though we've
impresses
lost
me.
Gray Richie to disconnect.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that
it's
was
like a
that was
program.
earlier. Senna, please keep up with us here, Richard. We try and keep
Sorry,
you up
I'm
to
sorry.
date.
I'm trying to keep up with the chats over here. I'm keeping up with our dear viewers over here.
Yeah, so unfortunately a drop from fifth position. I think he was in even.
Yeah.
For
He's just
Richie.
joined us in the chat, so
I don't have any of our
congratulations,
chats
Mr. Gray.
working at the moment for whatever reason. It feels like I'm spoofing when I stream all the places. It's just like, nope, you can't have anything. So let's have a little run through of the order from the front. Bruno Cadiel leads 15 laps in, 27 or 28 minutes remaining on the clock. He's got Leslie Oliphant in second place. Not far behind him, really. They do have a back marker in between them. Jason Absmeyer in third. Maripane in fourth. Got quite a way to Absmeyer at this point in time. Versace, he's going to hold down fifth place for Pink Panther Racing. I just love the name and the livery of this car. It's just too good. Vanager sixth place. He's doing his pit now, so he'll drop down a little bit. Eighth place. Cadiel, while we are looking at Joe Burr, will come into the pits as well.
Well as Oliphant.
Oliphant
And
comes
Absmeyer.
in, and Absmeyer as well. So everybody seems to be sharing a pit box on that side of the drive side. I want to just have a look at this.
It's going to get
That's
real interesting.
that is a very busy pit box, and Jason is very happy that he oh, Jabber sped. He sped. He's got a drive through.
Oh no.
It wasn't as severe. He's just given himself a drive through. So let's just have a little look see at who exits these pits. So we're looking at Cadhill and Oliphant, as well as that's Vivian Richards in that green and grey Aston Martin at the back. So Cadhill
Cadel
pulls
off the
away.
line.
Cadhill going to come out. That's going to leave Leslie on in his pit box. He's going to drop down. Lights are started. He's going to go. And
Still waiting for Absmeyer to leave. I'll tell you as soon as his wheels start turning.
no, Absmeyer hasn't left. Okay, cool. We're going to
He's
continue
just
to
can't
watch.
start going.
Okay, so it looks like
Oliphant's on
Cadhill
his way out.
gonna get out with a nice little bit of breathing room. I feel like he has benefited off Leslie going into the pits at the same time as him. At one stage, I mean, you saw how close that gap was behind them. Look at the gap that has now amassed from that little pit change. So maybe a difference in fuel going in, maybe a difference in who got their car started. But whatever the difference, it definitely benefited Bruno there to some extent.
Let me just have a quick squiz. It looks like only Modapane is.
Yeah, Maripane. No, he's just left the
He's
pits
just
actually. He just went in. He's leaving the pits now.
And he's off pit limits. He's on his way out.
Yeah, so no drive-through for him.
Position for him.
Yeah, great. Exit of the pits coming out in fifth. Was that Buerta? Yeah, that was Buerta coming down the start-finish straight
Yeah.
behind him. So an awesome place to pit for Maripane. And an awesome place to find himself. In fifth place, great points there as well. The place you really want to be. 25 minutes on the clock. And all our pit stops done. So now it's down to the racing. Things are going to start to get very, very dark as well. Well, as dark as they can get.
The one thing
there's-
about ACC is when it gets dark, it also gets unbelievably good looking.
that is true. The way that they've done the light models and things is just really nice to look at. So looking forward to when it gets a little bit darker. Not sure how dark it will get. We are running a normal 1 times time multiplier, not trying to change any of the intended dev settings really, because everything that they do is based around 1 time timers, and I feel like when we fiddle with the speeds and the times, that it doesn't simulate the track conditions or the weather conditions as accurately, and it makes it a little bit unpredictable.
I found as well, if you try and play with, let's say, the tire degradation speed, if you will, it often, instead of your tires degrading faster, it just suddenly has a cliff where there is no more tire for you.
Yeah, it's like rubber canvas.
Yeah, so it's always better to leave it at 1 times progression and tell people to drive more laps if you want weaker tires.
So we've done
Right,
17 laps at Suzuka. All the drivers getting to put on fresh rubber for the night session, and I think they'll be quite happy about that. It's always difficult doing the 1 hours where you drive on a single set of tires. They do that drop away portion depending on how you've driven the rest of the race. So for now, you're going to be happy to be throwing on a new set and be able to drive the car like you drove it at the start of the race again, if you've set your pressures and things to benefit you there. Fresh rubber for the night session. No capper face. I like that one.
Thiago back into the pits. Apparently, his crew did not pour fuel into his race car.
It doesn't seem like he did a refuel, so it's going to be a costly mistake for him.
But brings him out in last.
Well, you live and you learn. You don't make the same mistake when you don't put in enough fuel in a game. You make a note to yourself, and you find yourself overfueling for, I would say 1 or 2 races after that, but it's the duration until you stop racing. You're putting an extra liter in. You're never pushing it to that last lap.
It's a pity you can't see the chat. Somebody picked up on a bit of a innuendo you threw out in your commentary.
I definitely like that innuendo.
The chat appreciated it all.
The chat really appreciated it.
Cadhill and Oliphant, who were starting to look like they were 2 fighter pilots about to engage in a battle, have now given themselves and given us a little bit too much breathing room for my liking. I was enjoying that heating up moment that Oliphant had, closing in Cadhill, a driver who is not really reeled in often, And
somebody told me earlier this week that, and I can't really disagree with them, that Cadhill might be the fastest ACC driver in the country.
I don't disagree with it really. It's I would say on a consistency level and a pace level, Cadhill has just come out and blown people away. Phenomenal driver to have driving for us. These top 4 drivers really have represented with great lap times and done things in a lot of the sim racing side of things that I've been involved in. So I've seen these names popping up and around, and not to discount anyone else on the grid. There's a bunch of great drivers and guys that have just continued to improve. Project Cars, 2 guys that have come across the ACC. It's a new learning curve. It's like being good at rugby and then suddenly you want to now do enjoying ballet and then wanting to come and play rugby. I think that was the way that I wanted to say it.
The difference isn't quite that big.
It's that big.
It's not.
It is. And Project Cars 2 was ballet.
But just because you can't drive in Project Cars doesn't mean you have to equate it to rugby.
No, I equated it to ballet. That's the thing. You missed it, Eddie. Ballet, ACC is rugby. So, I'm not good at rugby or ACC. So those
or analogies.
No, ACC and rugby I could use. I'm not good at either, so it makes sense. But really, a touch of class from the top three. Absmeyer, Oliphant, Cadiel. Really fun to watch them all drive and fight things out.
I would have wanted to see in our top three. I mean, Cadiel, Oliphant, Absmeyer, some of the fastest guys in the country. And then there's one glaring omission of a driver that I think could have really thrown a bit of excitement.
Bashir
more
Jadwat?
excitement than we have. Say again?
Bash?
Two drivers. I would have loved to see Bashir, and I would have loved to see Ulfi.
Yeah,
That
I would
have
also.
given us a ridiculous amount of commentary to do.
Oh
Yeah, the only, I mean, the only reason that we couldn't have Ulti here was that I think with his teams that he had signed up, he was committed to other things. But yeah, you are right. Another great driver to see. We can also mention the likes of someone like Zahir, who is also very interested now in the ACC side of things. I know that he's pushing to enter things. He is, I believe, an ex-racing driver or still a racing driver. But also coming over to the sim side of things, a mad competitor, scary driver, and there's just a lot of potential all around in the whole ACC Million Seas field, with everybody kind of getting a little bit more involved. We've got more events getting announced. We've got some local things that are popping up as well.
Just some on-track action. Etienne Kleb, Noura Hendricks. Noura's managed to... And Christos Besson right behind him, but Hendricks has managed to reel Kleb in. He's within a second of him as they start making their way towards the bridge.
Yeah, and I mean, it is nighttime. We start to see the lights coming on, and it is definitely getting notably darker. I see stars in the sky, which means that the clouds have also decided to just give us a little bit of breathing room. We don't need a repeat of what happened at Silverstone. I think all the drivers are still a little bit damp from what happened to them there. They maybe got their racing booties out to dry, but you know, no sign of rain here.
Drying.
Yeah, they probably is still
Christos
drying.
Besson coming close to Noura Hendricks. They're going through Spoon.
Very, very close. As well as Malotto and Gilbert. There's an interesting one for me.
Rich, your mic is just it's doing its thing quickly. I don't know if it's consistent, but let's just see if it just continue for me.
Okay,
Lawrence
well,
and Malotto also
fixed.
close to each other.
Is it fixed? Hello,
Yeah.
check 1 2.
So Basson
check 1,
coming
2.
back up
Hey,
onto
what is
Hendricks. And like you guys mentioned, he is closing the gap. Oh, look at that. Look at the Ferris wheel in the background glowing. I mean, I don't like to pick up things that are not part of like the racing side and distract the viewers from everything. But did you see that Ferris wheel?
Yes.
It was covered in RGB, which is, I think, the main
Which is what I
reason
think got his
you
attention.
noticed,
Oof,
yeah.
that's actually exactly what got that Ferris wheel is hot. I mean,
Yeah, there are.
I've
And
never.
according to the RGB specs of performance, how is that Ferris wheel performing?
It's-
At the moment, so
It's got
running
eight.
green
It's got
now.
8 extra FPS right now.
I got you.
No,
got you, got you.
green RGB means you're
Shout out
running
to.
less
I'm
white.
just pulled up the YouTube stream. I don't know if you guys have seen comment. Laz here, our one driver, could not be here unfortunately. He's here in spirit and love. His PC has decided not to be partaking in ACC, and unfortunately he was having a great drive in the league, not in the lead, and was finding himself in the top 10. And now unfortunately that's all fallen away. So shout out to Laz in chat. Shout out to our other fallen drivers who have had disconnects. 15 remain with 15 minutes on the clock. And those beautiful lights from ACC starting to shine out. I think I can get a little bit of a little blank screen going as well. Yes, there we go. We get Cadiel. Look at those lights. Let's take off the name tags as well.
Ooh. So, Malotto just made a lovely move on Sean Lawrence.
I
Just
can't
missed it.
see 30 seconds. Let's see if we can go and have a little look-see here. Oh, I think we just got the end of that 30 seconds there. I probably should have gone back a little bit further. But here we'll watch Malotto celebrate his overtake. That would have been for P10. So just remember, he was down in 17th after a couple of incidents, but perseverance and consistency are everything in an hour-long endurance race. And
To show how long
Maloto
an hour
has
is, we still have a quarter of the race left as of now. So we're only
That's quite
3/4
crazy.
in.
And it's crazy, actually. The Eddie, I think your prediction about the sun in this part of the world was quite incorrect because it's gone.
you can't always count Eddie as factual. I'm going to leave you to quickly just have a little... you guys get free reign of the microphone for 2 minutes. I just need to take my puppy outside quick for...
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you guys, free reign of the microphone. Who am I leaving you with? Choose a driver. Let's go. Don't be biased.
Cleb.
Cleb.
Cleb. He's in the middle of a battle with.
Oh, what was that
Basson.
exploding sound?
In-game
ACC
or
just made
outside?
the inside game exploding sound. What the actual... That was weird. Okay, I'm leaving you
Yeah.
guys. Please do not break the
On
stream.
Cleb. On Basson.
On Kleb. We're
Two
on Kleb.
Mercedes.
We're on Kleb.
Right on top of each other. I wonder if Basson
They
is going
are
to do another
they're
light dive.
having a proper little knife fight, these two AMGs. Two teammates, so you know they're definitely not going to be pushing it too hard, but I think there's definitely a...
We saw what Basson did twice going into the last chicane.
We did, so we've got to just wait for the last chicane. That what's it, Casino Triangle has been a little bit of his undoing in this race.
So we've got Spoon coming up now. They both seem neat and tidy through there. Maybe Basson a bit tidier, but Kleb is, we've seen in the past, a formidable defensive driver. He's not going to give any space to anyone, even a teammate. You see 130
He's
yards,
showing
no
that
problem.
nose, having a look. And this is
where
where
the
we're going to have
dive
to see.
happens.
They're getting very defensive, not even giving him half a chance to even have the nose.
I think it's defensive though into the first chicane coming out. Basson not getting the best drive, but you can compromise your exit onto the main straight, which was just going to compromise you into 1 and 2, which will just compromise you into the S's. This is such a
And on and on
cutthroat
and
track.
on goes. Yeah, no, the flow of this track is absolutely pivotal. You've got to get that rhythm down where each section flows into another, because that's what I thought initially happened to, I believe, Maloto when he had his run in with Scherberg. I thought he had just kind of cut the grass a little bit too much, touched the grass a little bit too much there, and it caused that causality effect where it eventually just spat him out after the S's, but it was another driver at the end of the day. But that's, like you said, cutthroat about this track. It'll punish you a kilometer down the road.
Another thing with this track, I mean, you do a lap and you feel that that was a quick time. It didn't feel like a long lap. It ends up feeling like quite a short track, and you look up and see your lap time is over 2 minutes.
Yeah,
This track feels tiny, but it is long. I mean, over 5 kilometers long, 18 corners. It's a ridiculously good racetrack. Earlier in this week, we were practicing for Monday Night Racing, and they said that Suzuka feels like it's been designed as a racetrack from the beginning. There's no inch of it that's just there to connect 2 corners. It's all 100% racetrack.
Wasn't it initially designed as a test circuit for Honda? I mean, it gives the sense that every corner is there to test something else on the car, kind of thing. I mean, it screams of that. Oh, Basson running very, very, very close to the edge of the circuit there, almost touching the kitty bit.
So when you're following close behind, I find these GT3 cars lose a little bit of front end, and if you're not aware of it, you'll suddenly get a fistful of understeer on a corner exit.
Yeah,
Basson having a little look there.
He loves having a look there, and I just worry sometimes he has too much of a look and not enough on the brake.
I also feel he's riding the curbs a bit hard. I mean, punctures are an issue in this game.
They are a real issue, but I think right now he just wants to push.
He's got a nice draft, but too far
Okay, I'm
behind.
back with you boys.
Yay!
Are we
So,
you still with
we're
Kleb
not
and
gonna tell him
Basson?
what we spoke about.
No, we're not.
I don't want to hear, because Robot Richard is destroying me.
The stream did see your puppy.
Did they? Well,
Well,
I'm glad.
they asked in the chat to see the puppy, and somebody said, "Look at the puppy."
Puppy's probably going to go wild in a second, so it's a wake up time. So we've got Cameron back. Where would we like to go, guys?
Let's just
because
cut
the
to Bruno,
battle.
just because, gents, he has got himself a 13-second lead.
Oh, what a great
Just
drive!
cruising.
Yeah, he seems
he's-
though to be on absolute rails though. He doesn't seem to have left the racing line ever, other than to pass back.
No, and a
Closest
perfect.
races, Claire Basson still, teammates following each other. And I kind of just feel Basson, he gets close enough to make a move, but he's slower through the corners than Claire.
I wanna try and see if we can get a little camera angle, so you guys can carry on talking about some things. I want to go and put our camera right at the end of the chicane.
You want to see the RGB
He wants to see the RGB.
Ferris wheel.
No, so I'm gonna get us the cool camera angle so that we can observe some of the beauty that we have in ACC for a bit. Let's go see if we can get there in time. Oh no, we've not got there in time. Have we got there in time? There's the time. There we are. Here we are. Have I got you? No, I've just missed it for our drivers. Damn, but I'll get there for the next couple of cars that come through here.
The Dominus Gaming GT3 Challenge, professionally brought to you by Emax & Co.
Okay, I'm gonna park the car here. This is what we want for our camera angle. Let's go back to our view so we can get some beautiful. There we go. Oh no, I've messed it up a little bit, but it's okay. We've survived. I don't
And the
actually
sound
know
of
why we don't
Absmire's
have...
Porsche though is just something else. He is absolutely caning it at the moment. This man is on an absolute mission to make up a little bit of his time.
Yeah, our camera angles are not working how I want them to work, so it's just gonna be a case of we're just gonna go back to our regular broadcast views.
The Absmire's got a 16-second gap to try and make up to Olifant. The night time's not been too friendly to him.
It hasn't. No.
I don't know why we have this silly. Oh no, playing with camera angles is not always good, guys. Just remember that when you are playing with ACC, you sometimes get some glitches. We fixed it up quickly, and we're back with Jason Absmire, and we can just observe the cars driving around the track from a non person on the cameraman standing on the apex of a chicane, which would be highly illegal anyway. I feel.
Oh, yeah.
7 minutes
Instantly.
left. Closest race is still Kleb and Basson. Kleb just doesn't seem to get away from Basson, but Basson isn't getting
Doesn't seem to have what it
exits out of the
takes.
corners that Kleb is getting.
Yeah, I also don't think that they are necessarily pushing to pass one another. I think at this point in
no.
time, they just
Every
happy
time
with
Basson gets close, he shows a little bit of nose to Kleb. I think Basson will dive through the second he gets half a gap to do so.
Okay, so teammates that are racing, your biggest rival is your teammates, and that is hopefully going to be true because it is our
Basson's got
closest
a
battle
good run in the S's now.
on track, and I'm hoping that it will remain that way and we can continue to watch these boys lap it out. And these AMGs matching liveries looking beautiful. A little mistake coming out from Basson, touching the grass. That's going to affect his run, and you just see that gap get increased once again by Kleb on his teammates. Oh, these cars are great coming through. Basson also going early through the curb there, making use of all the bump stop that his car has available to him.
Didn't help him though. It really didn't.
No, it doesn't help you. Smooth, consistent driving is definitely where you want to be, and overdriving the car in ACC punishes you severely. Whether you're losing traction onto your rear tires or going early through apexes, it's all about that driving line. And Suzuka is a very speed-focused circuit. A lot of top end, a lot of high average speed. There's times where you do break a little bit, but the rest of the time you're flying through and you're just a passenger holding on for dear life. So here they come under the Panasonic sign, not as close as they have been for the last couple of laps, but close enough for us to have a great view and a great showcase of some of the ACC graphics as well.
Basson having a slightly little bit of a squiggle there. He definitely, I think, had some front end oversteer there.
Richard, your mic again is...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a quiet boy then.
No, I'm just saying it's, I don't know why it keeps happening now. It hasn't happened the last 2 streams, so something is not being fun today.
But we'll keep wishing for you to become a real boy.
A real boy.
I want to be a real
one day
boy.
it's going to work.
So 15 drivers still remain. At 15 minutes we had 15. At 4 minutes we still have 15. So luckily no one else dropping out. That closest battle on track remains. Let's run through where
we've
things
got Banner,
stand.
Hubert and Malotto if you want to have a quick jump there.
Yeah,
they
let's go have a little
Hubert
look there.
going into the first corner.
No, that's not
makes it
Joe.
stick.
That's not Joe Burr there.
Oh no.
That's Olifant coming to lap him.
Sorry, yeah, that was lapping.
Yeah, so that will be Olifant coming in his Lexus, lapping Sebo.
My timing screen lied to me somewhat and I got overexcited.
Got a little bit excited. So
Yeah.
now Vanna did not change suddenly into a Lexus. He still pilots around his AMG and still with us. It was
in my
looking
defense,
twitchy at a stage, and I'm not sure if he puts it and repaired it. It is looking a whole lot better. I'm currently holding down 12th. So great drive coming out there. RGB coming out from that. It's actually just the green parts of RGB. They could maybe add a little bit of variation into the Ferris wheel. If I'm going to complain about anything at Suzuka, that will be it. The Ferris wheel at night, more colors, please. So continuing with running through things, let's just go back to... so we saw Leslie. We now go back to looking at Jason. So he holds down 3rd. There he comes round under the Bridgestone Bridge.
He's got a 21-second deficit to Olifant.
Yeah,
But
and
a
then we've got
27-second lead on Versace, so comfortable 3rd at this moment.
And then we've got Versace in his Pink Panther.
He's also got a 23-second lead on Modapane, so one wages to say a comfortable 4th for him.
And there's the
Also
Kai.
a quiet race. We haven't really seen much of that big pink Lambo.
No, Versace kind of fell off the pace from the top 3 split, and then kind of just found himself as the only runner for a long time. He had a lot of clean air. We saw a battle between Modapane and Strauss for a long time until, unfortunately, disaster struck. We've got Modapane holding down 5th at the moment, which is just great stuff coming out from him. He was late to enter the league, so he was a race short and will love to accumulate all the points that he can. We can get a little
I think we might be
update
seeing
on our
Christos
current
Basson finally
standings.
actually getting to take Etienne Kleb.
Ooh,
Basson
side by side.
coming out of the last part of the S's. Kleb managing to close the door, but he's got the...
Oh, it's gonna be wide coming through
It's gonna
here,
be very
and let's
wide.
just
He
see.
might have
Gives
the
his
run.
teammate. He does give his teammates a little bit of space, but it will be Kleb still a nose ahead. Basson.
Capitulates, lets his teammate have the corner. That didn't help though, because it's definitely unsettled Kleb a little bit.
Yeah, Kleb a little bit unsettled. So Kleb with the orange nighttime endurance lights and the Asia blue ones on Basson's Mercedes. If you are trying to just follow which Mercedes is which, they are teammates. They do have matching liveries. But at nighttime, we get to see the nighttime endurance lights shining, and that gives us a little indication of who's who in the zoo.
I would have loved to be in their team Discord to hear the shouts from Kleb.
Oh yeah.
As Basson tried his luck there.
Don't murder me! Don't murder me!
Going?
Okay, cool.
Basson.
Oh, he did get very...
Oh,
You're very
he took,
sideways there.
He took more curb than you want to take at the speed that you go through there, but doesn't really matter. Big cuts for the chicane for Basson.
Japan is the house of drifting, so it seems reasonable to do it.
Listen, nothing will
Suzuka.
beat Vanna's massive drift through the T1, T2 complex on his controller. That was literally Tokyo Drift. We need some Tokyo Drift music playing for it. And this is where the battle will continue. Bruno goes on to the final lap. let's go over to a...
I'll keep an eye on the Kled-Basson situation for us. It's the only close race. And we
Yeah,
can
that
give
really
Mr.
is our
Caddill
only...
some honor for, all in all, a race won from the start.
I think Basson should throw team orders to the wind and go for it. He clearly has some pace on Kleb through some of these sections. I think you should be smart about it and see if you can try and make a move.
So Cadhill, our race leader, on his final lap here at Suzuka for round 4. Another race win to Bruno's belt. And an overlay required that I need to add on is definitely an update on some race stats that we can bring our viewers. This beautiful Silverback Racing AMG, piloted by Bruno, a phenomenal drive coming out, and really hasn't had much incidents or anyone really contesting him. We thought that Olifant may have had the pace. There was a stage where they pitted right after each other, and since then it's just been absolutely manic, mad driving coming out from this man behind the wheel. Great drive coming out from Cadhill here. An awesome evening of racing, really, and really going to be ended off by a great finish from Cadhill. Car number 88 goes through 130R for the final time. Gearing down for the chicane.
Tell you one thing, Kleb and Basson still have an entire lap of racing ahead of them.
And across the line, Bruno Cadhill goes to take the victory at Suzuka for round 4 of Dominus Gaming's ACC GT3 World Challenge. Hats off.
That's
Hats
a lot
are
of
tipped.
happiness in that wiggle. You can just see it right there.
Oh no, there was a lot of happiness in that wiggle. So let's jump back over to
Buerta, they are Kleb Basson, they are one lap left to go, all over the back of each other.
let's go and try and see if we can get into this. Oh, it's not let us go over to Kleb Basson. There we go. So on board with Basson. Let's just see how things end for these two. A great drive also coming out, and right now holding down 8.
Fireworks in the background.
Yeah.
Our top, what is it, top 6, Cadhill, Olifant, Absmeyer, Pasaki, Modapane and Buerta will finish the race in those positions, and then this is the battle for 7th and 8th.
And it continues. It is going to be a final battle to the line for these two teammates that have fought their way through. Basson being caught up in all kinds of incidents early on and having to fight his way back through. And I think Kleb got caught up in that as well. He was smashed from the side in that. And together they will ironically be once again. Beautiful drive coming out from Am to Race at the end of the session here. And a nice final battle for us to round things off. The only 4 cars left to finish would be Modapane, Buerta, Kleb and Basson. Modapane will cross the line off screen to finish in 5th. I don't think Basson...
taken a lot of speed through.
He has carried a lot. He wants to go at the
very
end.
defensive from Kleb there.
It is, and he's not going to let him through on this chicane section. So it will be Kleb to hold off Basson for 6th place at Suzuka. Basson,
7th.
a great drive for 7th. And this is Kleb, a great drive. Flashing lights from his teammates. A fantastic drive overall. And a really epic night of racing. So let's just pull up the timetables for the final time. Just get a little overview. Boys, did Suzuka meet all expectations from you?
One of my favorite racetracks, hands down. I will come race here any day. I will come commentate here any day. It is just a
I definitely
amazing track.
prefer commentating Suzuka more than I prefer.
We missed you on
we are not
Monday,
friends.
Richard. I was looking forward to.
I had lent my father.
Okay, so
my
guys, thank you very much for joining us here at Suzuka. It was a phenomenal night of racing. I had a great time. To all our YouTube viewers, our new subscribers, our Twitch viewers, thanks all for making it great. Thanks for the questions, the chat. It always makes it interesting. And I know that from both of my co-casters They thank you guys for watching and joining us. It makes it worthwhile, to have people joining and seeing what we enjoy doing. So from us, a massive thank you. If you want to check out Dominus Gaming, dominusgaming.com. That's where to find them. If you want to register up, you feel like you can beat all the guys you've seen on track, come and prove it. Come and show us what you got. We are in season 1 for this ACC World Challenge. We will do a season 2 after this. I feel like it's already been a great success from my side. No bias. I love ACC. My puppy and my kittens are going to go and play now, which means that it's time for me to end off the stream. So, Richard, Eddie, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Any time of the day.
I will see you guys same time, same place next week for round 5. Let me go and end off the stream. Please don't plug any dodgy sites.